Welcome guys to a new video. Thank you very much for joining me. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on the Nike Air Max 90 black, white, grey. And I've had these for I think for 3 years now. So they've been going for quite a while and I've got some really cool information to tell you about them. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on an Air Max 90 that I think is probably one of the best or essential you should have in your collection. The Nike Air Max 90 black, white, grey. And in my honest opinion, these are a 10 out of 10 Air Max 90. They're very plain, they're very simple, but sometimes simple is better. Starting with the cons for these Air Max 90s, now there isn't many. There isn't many cons on these Air Max 90s. The only thing I would say, the outsole has started yellowing. I've only had these for about 3 years. I do really like them. If you go back to my old video when I first had these, you'll see the difference in colour. Also, the air bubble has misted quite bad as well, but that's a good sign of telling if your Air Max 90s are fake or not. If you get mist in your Air Max 90s, it means that the Air Max 90s is real. If you don't get mist in, generally that means that they're going to be fake. These Air Max 90s are really good, but the backs do fold in eventually. So this should be like smooth all the way down at the back here, but actually if you put your shoe on like so, without pulling the back up, it's really hard to see it, but that back folds in, it can become uncomfortable. These are starting to go like that because these are just like my daily ones, so generally I'll just chuck them on like this and like this. Getting old, so I'm making some weird noises, but yeah, generally I'll just chuck them on like that and I'll use my finger to pull them out, or sometimes I'll just slip them on and just push my foot in and then pull the tongues up after, and that causes folding on the back of the heel, which has happened quite a lot, unfortunately. But other than that, the comfort is still there, but the back of the heels do feel a little bit dodgy because of the way I put them on sometimes. Something to watch out for. You will get wet feet, so they're not that good in the rain, but I have worn them in all sorts of conditions, considering it's been raining, muddy. But now it's time to get down to the pros. That's the cons out of the way, that's the bad stuff. Now it's time to get down to the pros. These Air Max 90s for comfort are absolutely stunning. They're probably one of my favourite Air Max 90s just to throw on, go out the door, go and get a bit of shopping, come back home, and I could leave them on my feet and not even know they're there. That's how comfortable these bad boys are. The durability is okay. Obviously, where they're a bit older now, they're starting to stiffen up a little bit, even though I've broken them in. But it's overall like an all-day wearer. You can wear these all day, no problem, and you won't know they're on their feet unless you sort of feel them. Do you know what I mean? You can just let them be there. They won't make your feet sweat too much. I've never had any trouble with sweating on my feet. Another pro with these Air Max 90s is the lacing system is very nice and easy to do. They're black and white. They go with absolutely everything. You can throw these on with a bright green neon top and they'll still look good. These Air Max 90s look really good from up close and a distance. They just look stunning. They go with absolutely every outfit. They're kind of on the same scale as the triple blacks as a starting Air Max 90 as well. If you've never worn Air Max 90s and you're thinking about getting a pair of Air Max 90s, I do believe it's a really good idea to start off with one of these because they're basic, but they got a nice little pop. You could call them the Air Max 90 Panda, but no one wants to start that. Do you know what I mean? No one wants to start calling the Air Max. If you didn't know about the Pandas, look them up. The Panda Dunks were one of the most hated on sneakers in a long time. Personally, I don't hate them. I think they look alright. I think black and white is one of the most essential colours to anyone in the sneaker collection. Or if you're not even a sneakerhead and you want a pair of Air Max 90s and you've been looking, the black and white are good to go with because they always look good on feet, no matter what. The materials of these Air Max 90s are the same as my triple blacks, and I absolutely love the materials on these. A lightweight mesh, a beautiful soft suede, or that must be, I think it's a nubuck on the mudguard. That feels really nice to hand. You can sort of just stroke it for a little while. It feels good, kind of sexy. I think these Air Max 90s for me have been really good over a long period of time. I think it was like 2 or 3 years I've had these for. I'm not quite sure. How long have I had these for? Is it 2 or 3? I want to say I bought them back in 2022. And these haven't been cleaned up. I've left them in this state so you guys could see it. Because I wear these painting, decorating. I wear these walking, running, everything. I'm full of mud. If you're looking for an Air Max 90 for wearability, these are the ones. Nike Air Max 90, black, white, grey. Look it up. You can get them for about £134, which again is a good price compared to some Air Max 90s. Normally they're about 150 if they're like upper quality materials. But these are made with good materials and they last for ages. Now that to me is a massive pro in my book. Let me know what you think of these down below in the comment section, guys. They're one of my favourite Air Max 90s in my collection, just for wearability and all day. They're not like a top 10 Air Max 90, but they're like an essential top 10 Air Max 90. These will be in my top 3 when it comes to essential Air Max 90s. I wore white socks and blue shorts just to show you guys that these go with absolutely anything. These Air Max 90s are cool, they look nice, and they're very comfortable. One of my favourite Air Max 90s in my collection. For me, they're a 10 out of 10 Air Max 90, purely because of the wearability factor, the comfort factor. As you get older, you want more comfort. That is a well-known fact in life. And these Air Max 90s give you that, which is a massive bonus. One of my favourites of all time in my collection now, just because of how long they've lasted, how well they've done. I'm planning on doing a half marathon next year. And I'm going to use these to run with. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, I might use these, or I might use my infrared. I don't know, but I'm thinking about doing it with these. I think it'd be cool to see if they hold up like loads of running and stuff, and then see what the wear and tear is going to be like after doing a half marathon. That'd be hilarious. But really, I should buy a lighter running shoe. But the Air Max 90 is one of the all-time best running shoes. So let's put that to the test as well. An absolutely dope Air Max 90 that I highly recommend you have in your collection. The triple black or the black white grey. They're both absolutely awesome, both same materials, and they're both classic as well, which is really important. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.